The next item of business is 195 El Camino Real. It's for a request for a use permit to allow a dental office in a neighborhood commercial zone per section 1296 100 C3 of the San Bruno zoning ordinance. Staff report, please.
Thank you. Good evening. This application is for a use permit to allow a dental office in the neighborhood commercial zoning district. The property is 3,000 square feet. The building is 1,344 square feet, and there are 4 existing parking spaces. The building currently is in good condition. It has a newer awning over the entrance and some potted plants in the front. There are not really any other opportunities here for any kind of landscaping. The applicant does plan to replant those pots prior to business operation, and that is included as a condition of approval. This project requires a use permit because dental offices are a conditional use in the neighborhood commercial zoning, so that's why it's before you tonight. The applicant has described that they would like to have 3 employees, that includes the dentist, and 2 patients at a time at the property. They propose hours of operation from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. up to 6 days a week. So as we can imagine, there may be some flexibility in that time since dental offices are not normally open that full time, but they would like to have that range available to them in their approved hours. The applicant has indicated that they specifically chose this location because of its proximity to public transportation. Dr. Lim is in contract to purchase the building pending the approval of the conditional use permit, so he will be the property owner. He has also noted that at his other office locations, which he's had several on the peninsula, he finds that many of his patients take the bus to the dentist, and so this location was specifically interesting to him, and it has a bus stop right out in front. As you know, there's also significant residential population within good walking distance of this location on El Camino. So staff does support this needed medical service at a location where there are those transportation options. In regards to the conditional nature of it in the commercial zoning, so we're looking at some of the surrounding uses to ensure that it would be compatible with those surrounding uses. And as you probably know, in that immediate area, there's a couple of different types of retail establishments, flower shop, liquor store. There's a restaurant next door, a hotel across the street, and so staff does find that this use will be compatible with those surrounding uses in the area. Also, just to note, the parking at this location is legal non-conforming, so it's grandfathered in. And so it is just slightly deficient. And at this location, you do have to back out onto El Camino, but that's existing with the site. And so that's not under review this evening. So staff recommends approval of use permit 09003. There's a typo in the staff report, but the use permit number is 09003. Subject to conditions of approval 1 through 13, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for staff?
Through the chair.
Commissioner Mishra.
I have a question for Ms. Thompson. I'm looking at the plans, and it seems like the entry is not ADA accessible. How do we proceed? I know that this is just a use permit question, but I would rather address the, sure.
All ADA issues are addressed during the building division, the tenant improvement review stage. I don't know the specific amount that they're doing in terms of the tenant improvement amount, but that will give direction to what ADA improvements will have to be made.
So it's a standard.
It's a standard, yeah. It's a standard. It's California. I mean, everyone within California, it's the same.
In past times, during discussions, we've really gone into a lot of details, but now that things have been very standardized and very specific, we almost take for granted that that's the case. So.
Yeah, and our building official is really on it. I mean, he really understands ADA issues and how they're applied to individual projects. So,
thank you.
And through the chair, we did receive some preliminary comments from our plan checker in regards to ADA issues at the site. I have already shared those with the applicant, and they are not included in the plans that are in front of you since they'll be implemented with the building permit. And so we have made them aware of a few of those issues.
Good. Thank you. Any additional questions for staff? Thank you. We'll officially open the public hearing, and if the applicant can please stand at the podium and please let us know your name. Give us a description of your project.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Wilson Lim, dentist by profession. I came to this country in 1984 and been working at UCSF as a dental assistant with a faculty practice on pediatric dentistry. I got my license in 1989 and opened my own business 1990-91 in Daly City, which Ms. had described the place. My patient all deal with the public transportation. A few feet from the office as a terminal of Munibus, and Santran bus is a few feet away, also has a bus stop. And we have the Daly City BARC station with the use of bus BARC system. And not to consider, there's a lot of meter parking around. And from that time on, I continue built offices for like 5 offices around the Bay Area. And with regards to this 195 properties, I look at it and have been interested of putting another dental office because of the availability of the bus parking in between two BARC stations with the same process of BARC to bus system and Caltrans there, not to consider the public parking. And beside it has a big space, probably owned by the others restaurant that is there, that I probably in the future, if need one, could try to negotiate with the restaurant owner. So, and the building itself is access for disabled. I only have to do is half of the office to turn into dental operatories. Plan is 3 operatories and with 1 doctors, 1 assistant, and 1 front desk. And it has availability of 4 parkings, which 1 is dedicated for disabled. In front of it has a ramp for disabled people. And actually the whole building is equipped with the disabled access.
Thank you for your presentation. Are there any questions for the applicant? Hearing none, thank you, sir. You may have a seat.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak on this project? Hearing none, we'll officially close the public hearing and bring it back for discussion from the commissioners. Is there a motion?
Through the chair.
Commissioner Samud?
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion that we approve use permit, wait, this is wrong, right, 09000, is that right? 003? 09003, based on findings of fact 1 through 3 and conditions of approval 1 through 13.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Sir, there is a 10-day appeal process. Thank you.